one of the most requested topic on how to incorporate millets in our daily cooking. So here is to what I do at home. We eat millets every day, but just once, either for breakfast, lunch or for dinner. And these are different varieties of millets that we use at home. Barnyard Millet, Jeera Millet, Foxtail Millet and Little Millet. They all taste good. There is no set rule to use a particular millet for a particular dish. It entirely depends on individual's taste. As you start using, you will know which millet suits better to the dish that you're cooking. You can use any of the millets of your choice to the recipes that I'll be showing for today, but very importantly to bear a few things on mind. Firstly, to make sure to buy unpolished millet. Make sure to wash the millet just once to retain the nutrient values. And then measure up 2¼ cups of water. Again, the water measurements can vary depending on the brand of millet you take. Third, to soak the millet for 6 hours time. Fourth, you're going to use the water with millets soaked in for cooking. For all the recipes of today, I'm using Barnyard Millet. But as said earlier, you can use any of the millet. The taste will vary depending on what you're using. Now I have used these millets that has been soaking in water for 6 hours time. Today I'm showing very simple recipes which need very few ingredients and also can be quickly made. So the first thing is to cook the millets, for which I directly set the pot on the hob, not a pressure cooker. Millets get cooked very fast, say around 12 minutes time is all that it takes, and is a very healthy way of cooking it directly. Parallelly, I am getting ready by chopping bell peppers, discarding just the seeds but keeping the stem intact. Now when I am baking, I just crush the baking sheet and then I open it up. This helps in keeping the baking sheet fitting in perfectly into the tray. I place the split bell peppers into the tray and drizzle on olive oil, to be baked in the preheated oven for 10 minutes time at a temperature of 200 degrees Celsius. Keeping an eye, and occasionally I keep stirring the millets every now and then. Remember the homemade garam masala that I had made? I'm going to link up that video here for you all to have a look at, just in case if you haven't watched. You can now see the greens cooked, absorbing all the water. It took exactly 12 minutes for the millets to get cooked. The first recipe is an instant recipe that can be made given any time of the day, especially after a very busy day. To the very hot millet or hot rice, adding in a teaspoon of ghee, a teaspoon of homemade garam masala, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, salt to taste, and just combine. This is one of my very favorite instant food that I often make when I'm back home after a picnic or after an outing. This is just one portion serving. The measurements will vary with the quantity of the millet. Simple, tasty, heartwarming food made in just minutes. Now preparing for the second recipe called stuffed bell peppers millet, for which I am making coconut milk using fresh coconut. I have mine frozen, and to this I am adding in very little of water into the jar to grind. All the recipes that I am showing for today is just one portion. I shall leave the recipe link in the description box with the right measurement and method so that you can have a look at. Millets can also be used in making tasty nibbles, finger food and party food. This is one of the recipe which is not just healthy but perfect to be served on occasions as well. I have one medium-sized onion which I finely chop. One tomato chopped finely too. I have flipped the bell peppers over and have baked them on both the sides, which took 20 minutes of time, 10 minutes on both the sides. In a pan, I add in a tablespoon of coconut oil, a teaspoon of cumin seeds, which is jeera or jeera, finely chopped onion that I saute until they change their color slightly, quarter teaspoon of garlic and ginger paste, stirring in until it's aromatic. Now I add in the tomatoes, allowing them to soften. Handful of frozen peas, adding in very little of water to create moisture. 1/8 teaspoon of turmeric powder, a teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of dhania powder, half a teaspoon of cumin powder, a bowl of cooked millet that I combine. adding in salt to taste, half a teaspoon of garam masala, and now I add in 2 tablespoons of coconut milk, enhancing the taste and creating that creamy consistency. It's soft, smooth and tasty. This can be eaten on its own or as a filling in tomatoes, bell peppers or mushrooms. You can also layer this up on a baked aubergine and baked potatoes. I have filled ours up in the red and yellow bell peppers. I have got some more portion of the filling remaining that I'm going to use tomorrow as the chapati filling for my kids' pack lunch. Getting ready for the next recipe, which is coconut millet, for which in a pan adding in a tablespoon of oil, half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, handful of cashew nuts, allowing them to turn slightly crunchy, a teaspoon of chana dal, a teaspoon of urad dal, curry leaves and 1 green chilli. One-eighth teaspoon of pepper powder and 2 tablespoons of coconut milk, salt to taste, and then I turn off the flame. I squeeze half a fresh lime and add in 1 cup of cooked millet, combining it well. Adding in coconut milk to the recipe creates a creamy texture and also adds in moisture. And now to this I add in grated coconut and finely chopped coriander leaves. This is perfect to be made for breakfast or as an offering on festival days. The same recipe can also be made using Sona Masuri rice. I'm keeping everything ready for lunchtime. The next recipe that I'm showing is a very normal jeera rice recipe that we all make at home. I'm sharing in the idea of how you can tweak your own dishes that you make at home, substituting millets instead of rice for a healthier option. I have a few almonds, cashew nuts and raisins. Quantity entirely left up to you as to how much you want to eat. I've also got 1 green chilli and 1 spring onion that I'm using the white and the green bit as well. In a pan, adding in a tablespoon of ghee, a teaspoon of cumin seeds, together at once adding in the green chilli and the nuts. Half a portion of spring onion that I saute just for 2 minutes time. And then I add in the cooked millets, adding in salt to taste and pepper powder, combining it well. Using the remaining spring onion to sprinkle on top, eating them fresh. Time to clean and clear up. And now is the time that I sit down and enjoy my lunch with very little of everything in one plate. Millets are high in fiber, so we prefer to eat millets for just once a day. Hence, I have made 1 batch of millet that I normally cook for the whole family and have made small portions of every dish using the same barnyard millet in every dish, but yet creating different varieties and taste. What I enjoy the most and find it very comforting is cooked plain millet with yogurt. Trust me, this is so good. Just like mozzarella, what we eat, millet is small granules and taste much more better with yogurt than rice does. This is the last food which is a must for me, and you might find the same if you try eating it just once, that you would long to eat it every day at the end of every meal. I really hope you found this video useful on how to get started using millet at home and different ways on how to use millets with different recipes. Thanks for watching this video. Take care everyone. Bye for now.